Okay. So, in this speech, I will be applying the suggestions of a previous evaluation by Sonia. Specifically, I'm going to try to distribute the information of my speech more evenly, and I think that's the only thing I can remember to do for some reason. I will tell you about John Maxwell and a few of his laws. That's John Maxwell. He wrote a book called The 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership, and each one takes a few minutes to talk about, so I'm going to try to go over 3 to 6 of them. Hopefully we will have enough time. I will have enough to be said about that. So John Maxwell, he is a motivational speaker, author, and renowned expert on leadership. He's also a pastor of many churches and big nonprofit organizations. He wrote many books on leadership, success, and that's about it because he didn't write anything about finances. He was never a financial person. So law number 1 is the law of the lid. The law of the lid basically states that as you become more successful, leadership becomes more and more important. And the reason for this is that it's multiplicative. I don't know how to say that word correctly. So if you are an 8 in leadership, an 8 in success, and you are a 1 at leadership, you are worth 8 blocks. That's the idea. But if you become a 2 in leadership, that 8 turns into 16. And if you become a 7 and an 8, that turns out to be 56 maybe, somewhere around there, higher than 8. So, and that's how the law of the lid works. The lid on your success and effectiveness in life is leadership. So the reason for this is, let's say you get your PhD, but you never make changes in people's lives. You don't become something like a teacher or a renowned businessman. So all the things that you learn never go out, and you just basically gobble up money, and you die and it's gone. So without the leadership, you simply live and don't make a difference, and that's not good. So law number 2 is that leadership is influence. And the law in the book says the measure of leadership is influence. And I don't have a slide for it because I was trying to keep the slides to a minimum. So his quote is, leadership is influence, nothing more, nothing less. And that's that. So law number 3 is the law of process. He says that leadership develops in habits that are done daily. So law number 3, here it is. So there are 4 phases to the law of process. The first phase is you are ineffective and unaware that you're ineffective. So that is a terrible place to be, because if you do not know what you do not know, you will not grow. And you don't know it. So it's just really not good. So let's say somebody enlightens you, and now you know what you don't know. It becomes a choice, and you might grow. It becomes a choice for you to grow as a leader and then be more effective in life. So now that you know something, you might grow. Now let's say you know that thing and you learn it. Great. So now you are aware and effective, right? This is a great position to be, because you know you're doing something good and you know you're being effective. But there's a higher place we can go, which is nice. So you can become unaware and effective. And the best part about this is the habits of leadership have become so ingrained in you that you don't know you're doing them anymore. And it's just automatic. And things happen and you don't even know why. You simply go because of what you know. So that's the place where we want to go. And he says that the methods of obtaining these pathways of personal growth are through books, CDs. That's his selling thing, because he does books, CDs. I believe places like Toastmasters would be a great place to grow. Conferences, he says to go to conferences where you meet people and they pull you up and you grow bigger, basically. So in this chapter, he talks about a boxing parable where a boxer in a fight has to rely on reflexes and intuition because of how fast-paced, how he runs out of stamina. He's so tired, how are you going to know what to do when you're so tired and somebody punches you? It's a reflex. You this or you do that. And then when you punch, you're so tired. How do you know how to do the form and everything? That's the idea with leadership. You do it automatically by habit, unconsciously from learning. So law number 4 is the law of navigation. So basically, I'm going to paraphrase it so it's shorter. Anybody can obtain influence, but it takes a real leader to direct that influence of an organization to a higher level. And so anybody can gain influence and make a mess. You know, the influence is there and you never direct it. So a true leader, the sign of the leader is the direction of the organization. The parable he uses in this chapter, which is like chapter 5, it's law number 4, he uses a ship and a rudder. The ship is a big organization and the leader is the rudder. He turns just a little bit and then the whole organization turns and goes. So it's that's the law of navigation, and he uses a basic outline to move an organization. So if you've ever seen the SMART goals, S-M-A-R-T, specific, manageable, something time. Well, basically, you got a longer one here. One of the ones I never knew was these two right here: notify key personnel and allow time for acceptance. I would go through all of these when you try to lay out a plan for an organization. Allow time for acceptance is something I never did when I was at church and things like that. I tell them, hey, I want to be an usher, and then they're like, oh, okay, great. And then I have to wait a week before they really thought about it and said yes. But I didn't realize that. I thought everything was instant. Like, you just met me, I'm an usher, let's do it. And he's like, no, you gotta wait a little bit, let me see what you're about. So now we go to the law of E.F. Hutton. Basically, people don't follow leaders by accident. There is a deliberate choice that people have, and they can detect leaders at different levels, and they choose one close to their level. So if a person is too far ahead, they won't follow them. If they're too low, they won't follow them. So you have heard about John Maxwell and 6 out of his 21 irrefutable laws. I look forward to hearing from your feedback on it.
Can we have copies of these?